Demetrius here. What's up, Dimitri? Ass. A whole lot of ass this year, Dimitri. I did not do good in the draft. I'm gonna have to start over basically and see what we can do.
Hey, man.
At least I can entertain at least one person tonight. Have you played the new Madden, Dimitri? My first pick was Isaiah Simmons. I had the 6th pick. Oh, no, not the 6th pick. Sorry, I had the 12th. The 12th pick, I took Isaiah Simmons. Because it's better than the last one. You can literally run it down people's throats, but passing's a little hard. Yeah, it was a little too early. I should have waited. But you live and you learn. I got TJ McLaurin, Aiden Hutchinson. Defense is kind of ass. I got Antonio Winfield Jr., KJ Hamler, Travis Etienne, John Mechie III. That's about all the big names I got that I know of. I didn't do good trying to get rookies. Oh, I got Geno. Geno's my quarterback. He was auto-selected for me too early. So I'm stuck with Geno, but I'm rocking with him. We'll hopefully be able to do some numbers. This invite's going to time out if he don't hurry up. Yeah, it is. It's rough, but we're only one game in. We lost by 3. Here we go. Oh, it actually worked. Yeah, Melt's in the league. Melt's nasty. He's playing tomorrow night. He's got a nasty little squad.
Baby, I'm my own hype man. Yeah. Run it back, 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 ooh, run it back, run it back, run it back.
First opened in 2002, there's a look inside Ford Field here in downtown Detroit, the Motor City. Today, after a topsy-turvy opening weekend, it's on to week 2, and we've got a good one here, as it'll be the Seattle Seahawks taking on the Detroit Lions.
He will. He'll be streaming on YouTube. I think he's the home team tomorrow night, so he should be. No, actually, I think he's away. His internet's been having a lot of issues, so he might not stream at all. He might just let the other guy do it the whole time.
Two clubs here, each looking to rebound from a Week 1 loss as we're underway on EA Sports. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. A man coming off an 1,100-yard campaign last year. Here's Travis Etienne. And he'll get what he can up the middle, 3 yards. That'll bring up second down.
But from an offensive perspective, that was a tough run because he only picked up 3 yards. Well, let's flip it over to the defensive side. They now have the advantage. 3 3-yard gains, that means they're punting the ball likely on 4th down. That's what you're looking for when you're playing defense.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. Smith. That's complete to Travis Etienne out of the backfield. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. That one a first down pickup of 8. The Lions had 0-1 in the year following the loss in the opener. And listen, they knew last week they were in for a tough fight on the road. But now here's the home opener and a chance to get things right.
And I like the way that you presented that because the bottom line is they didn't come out of that loss discouraged. They just came home and said, hey, if we do what we're supposed to do, protect our home turf, we'll be just fine.
And he's going to be hemmed in and brought down right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, second down. On the option, it's Smith himself. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. Quarterback run, good for 10 that time, but it does lead to a 3rd down. And this, I mean, it's certainly something to watch out for. He is not afraid to call his own number on plays like that, and here he takes it for good yardage.
And we know this defense prepared all week for this, but sometimes when you see it in person, it's a whole different ball game, and all that preparation, it goes right out the window.
Smith on 3rd down. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
That was their first 3rd down try of the game, and clearly something was off in the execution of that play. Good news, they've got a whole game left to clean that up and start clicking on those key 3rd down throws.
On 4th down, here's Presley Harvin on to punt. An audible here to get a new look. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. Fielded at the 20. 31 yards on the punt there. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. Now the third-year man, Najee Harris. And not a whole lot there, maybe a yard to the 27. You talk about this Lions defense. They're squarely in the middle of the pack against the run this year, number 16 in the NFL.
Always think back to what my defensive coordinator in college used to tell me. Playing against the run is 11 individual battles, man on man, and are you going to win that battle? Are you going to whip the guy across from you and get to the ball carrier, wrap him up, and put him on the ground?
And under the Lions' pressure, he's brought down. Disrupting that play and dropping him was Arnold Ebiketie.
Okay, I'm not sure you could actually draw a better pass rush than that one right there. Nowhere to go outside. He had to keep backing up and backing up and backing up. Eventually dropped for a huge loss.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He's letting it fly for Cooks. And he bats it away, and it falls down.
Situation. Run and punt the football or try and take your shot at getting the first down. They chose the latter, but they'll have to punt all the same.
And on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. That'll be a 41-yard punt, just 1 yard on the return. And the Lions will take over. Offense ready to kick off their next drive. The last series for them, a little disappointing, forced to punt. And now they'll try to do better here and come away with some points as they begin this drive. 1st and 10. And he's up across midfield and down into Seattle territory. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short. Clock rolling as we hit the midway point of this first quarter. Play action. It's Smith. And that is incomplete. Nearly intercepted. The free safety couldn't quite get his hands around it, and it brings up 3rd down.
Those are the ones you dream of as defenders. I think if he gets eyes on the ball a little bit earlier, he might come away with it. Instead, it's going to wind up as just an incomplete pass.
After the incompletion, here now, 3rd and 2. And now Smith going to change the play. Geno now to throw. And he finds, and now look at this, big gain, but a fumble. Well, they were in search of a short gain on 3rd down, and they wind up nabbing over 20 yards. And the defense not able to get it. From a defensive perspective, what's that moment like when you realize the ball is loose?
It is a moment where all concentration goes right to the football. This is something you've talked about in all your preparation for the game. You've probably talked about since training camp. Knock the ball free, take it away from the other team, and now you have that chance. It's a little bit of deflection.
Under pressure, and down he goes. They sack him back at the 36. Cameron Jordan so tough to block as he gets in there to record the sack.
They just gave up a sack there, and if I'm not mistaken, they gave up 4 last week, didn't they?
Yes, and just looking really porous, aren't they?
They really are, and I'm wondering if they're going to have to start thinking about keeping the tight end in, maybe a back, someone to help assist, because right now, their quarterback's been getting hit a lot in the last couple of games.
So 2nd and long, and got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range. Etienne up the middle. Down the sideline he goes. Touchdown, Detroit. Travis Etienne, his third rushing touchdown on the year. And the Lions will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon.
You get in a second and long situation down here in the red zone, I'd say most defensive coaches would think pass, let's bring some pressure. So this is kind of a tendency breaker here to hit him with something on the ground, and he'll take it all the way into the end zone.
Extra point up and good by Dicker, and it's now a 7-0 game. Now after the Dicker field goal, he's back out ready to send it away. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense.
And on the first drive, 3 and out. I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away. And typically what I've heard from guys and what I remember from playing, if you don't have nerves at the start of a game, it's not going to be a great day for you. You're not really ready to play. So finding a way to harness those nerves and not let them affect you in a negative way, that's what all the guys are looking for.
Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33. From the shotgun, it's Prescott. 8 yards that time, able to take off, and the result is a first down.
As he came to the line of scrimmage, he knew he didn't need much to reset the chain, so when he saw the space he needed, no hesitation. He went to the marker and got his guys a first down.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Looking to throw. Prescott. It's a loss of 5 there, bringing up 2nd. Prescott now. That's swung out wide to Harris. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. The catch and run, good for 18 and a first down.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
And he stopped immediately there. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. You talk about this Lions defense. And they find themselves just outside the top 10 in the league against the pass, currently bringing up the number 11 spot.
And since this is such a good unit of covering passes downfield, I think that last play is typical of what we might see. A lot of short passes, see if they can generate some run after the catch, but nothing doing on that one.
A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
Partner, what we're seeing so far is the defense is certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
Now play number 7 of the drive as they're looking at a 3rd and 10. They just get the play off. Now Prescott. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Isaiah Simmons picking it off. Trotty down the right sideline. And he is not quite going to make it all the way in. They'll mark him down right about the 1-yard line. And this will probably be the last play of the quarter. They'll sneak it with Smith. And he will possibly get back to the line of scrimmage. That's it. On the other hand, it will definitely take us to the end of the first quarter of play. Smith keeps it on the sneak. And the big boys up front, they're going to stop him right at the line. Call it no gain on the keeper, and it's going to bring up a third down.
Now, that was a little too conservative for my liking. It's only second down, and they try to run the sneak. Give credit to the defense. They pushed them back and set up third down.
Now, they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is 3rd and goal. Etienne. Well, he's not going to get there. That won't even be close. It was blown up in the backfield. That'll back him up 2 yards and also bring up 4th.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
Can this defense hold them out? Here we go now. 4th and goal from the 2. Mechie, the man in motion. Oh, how about this call down near the goal line? And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. John Mechie, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Lions' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points. Extra point up and good by Dicker. And that'll make the score 14-0. So after the touchdown, here's Dicker out to kick this one off. And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and they'll take over at the 25. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer. And make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still second quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay. A first down throw for Prescott. He gets it complete to Harris. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
And this will be a Seahawks first down as he's got this up to the 45-yard line.
And that's the big fella's MO right there. Running through tackles, keeping the sticks moving forward. This defense, if you don't bring 11 guys to the ball to try and get him on the ground, he's going to keep making runs like that. I feel the press box shaking every time he touches the rock.
Prescott on first down. And incomplete, a drop there in the middle third of the field. That'll bring up second down. Fair to say, hasn't been his best game throwing the football, but also not getting a lot of help out there either.
Yeah, you nailed it pretty well, you know. He's got to throw it better, got to get more help. Obviously one that should have been caught, They got to find a way to bring those two elements together so they can make some progress in this one.
Escaping the pressure right. Prescott able to get down there at the end on the slide, and he has the first as well. Give him 11 yards that time and a new set of downs.
Evident there that he learned his lesson from the last drive. No way he was going to force a throw that time. When nothing broke open, kept it, and ended up running for a first down himself.
Play fake. Here's Prescott. And the Lions pressure too strong. Down he goes. Flying in for that sack, Aiden Hutchinson. These sacks now, they're starting to pile up, Charles. And that front seven defensively, they've had their way with this offensive line.
And I think at this stage, we have to start thinking about different play calls. We've got to start helping this quarterback out because the entire game he's been under siege. I don't care what the down and distance. They've got to get the ball out of his hands a lot quicker.
Flashed the stick skills, but didn't get a ton from it. Stopped short of the 35. It'll go down as a gain of 6, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 11.
And a nice gain and a broken tackle along the way, and really we shouldn't be surprised, should we? That's what runners do, especially the best ones. They break tackles and gain extra yardage.
A long way to go here on 3rd down for the 8th play of the drive. Now Prescott. A hit as he throws there, incomplete. Problems on 3rd down so far in this first half. Relatively small sample size, but they're now 0 for 3.
And the average in the league, somewhere around 40% on 3rd down for offenses. So what's the answer to this? Either convert them or don't get the 3rd down in the first place. Get your big chunks of yardage on 1st and 2nd down.
And this one is right down Broadway. And they will get themselves on the board here at 14-3. So, Charles, they are on the board after that kick. So 3 drives, 3 points. Obviously not the start that you were hoping for, but they're able to erase that 0 off the scoreboard.
Yeah, I guess what you're saying is a point of drive is not what offenses are striving for by any stretch. They're happy they've got 3 now. They hope that that unlocks their offense for bigger points down the road.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown. And their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. Smith going to try and run with it. Nice pickup, 10 yards and a first down on the keeper. I'll tell you, there is no antidote for speed, even at the quarterback position, as he keeps it himself and turns it into good yardage.
And it still takes time for a defender to react. Even as quarterbacks carry the ball more and more in today's NFL, they're still a little bit in disbelief and realize, oh my goodness, he's running with the ball. He may be 8, 10, 12 yards downfield at that point.
Slings this deep from McLaurin. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
Early on, the running game's been working well, and the offensive line has been pleased by that. The thought process there, catch those safeties creeping up, trying to help against the running game. They tried to hit them over the top, unsuccessfully.
Smith, an incomplete pass on first down. Now it's 2nd and 10. Throwing now is Geno. Rifles one, that's going to be intercepted. Picked off by Marlon Humphrey. Loose inside the 30. And a terrific return there. They're finally able to corral him down near the 11-yard line. So that changes things. You get the interception, and then to boot, a good return tacked on.
And really it was down to him versus the quarterback on the return, and that's one you would think the defender would win. But a nice job there of seeing the play all the way to the end and making the tackle by the QB.
Now a first down carry for Harris. And he is not going to go anywhere. They're going to get to him behind the line, and that is going to get us to the 2-minute warning. Well, the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Now here's another carry for Harris. And strong running there as he's inside the 10 and down to the 8-yard line. It'll be a gain of 5, and it's going to bring up a 3rd and about 7 left.
On a 2nd and long, it's really nice to see an offense that has enough confidence to run the football in that situation. I think that goes back to their practice and game planning. They've seen things that they've seen on tape and in previous games that led them to believe that even in a long-distance situation, they can still run the football and gain enough yardage to put themselves in a good spot on 3rd down.
In danger of squandering their great field position as they come up on a 3rd and 7. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. On 3rd down, it's Prescott. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. Dak Prescott, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Seahawks have cut it back within a score.
Let's go back over Dak Prescott's career. 6 rushing touchdowns in each of his first 3 years, but only 1 in each of the last 2 seasons. As a veteran, he's become much more judicious about when it's time to take the ball and go for the end zone.
Following the touchdown, here's McLaughlin to kick off. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And still plenty of time remaining here in the half, more than a minute. And we'll see if they just want to protect that lead or try to add on to it.
Well, with as much time as is left on the clock, I would imagine it would be the latter. I think they're going to try and add on to it. So what they're going to tell the team is very simply, if you can get out of bounds after making a play downfield, terrific. If you can't, everyone hustle to the line of scrimmage, either run another play or clock it and start over again.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. From the gun, here's Smith. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Had the right idea there, trying to throw it to the sideline, but he let it just a little bit too much, trying to get it out to his receiver. Ends up falling to the ground, incomplete.
Smith, an incomplete pass on 1st down. Now it's 2nd and 10. Now Geno. He'll get this off to ETN. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up. Now the Seahawks call the 2nd of their 3 timeouts. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the 1st down. Now it's Smith off the bootleg. Man open, that's Byron Pringle complete. And he's going to have a Lions 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. That's a play that will likely be forgotten when you talk about big moments in this game.
But plays like this are critical to keep drives going. And if points result, we'll call this play significant.
On 1st and 10, it's Etienne. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground. But I think the play gets made by the defensive front. Because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
Flushed out right. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. Give him 7 there on the tuck and run, and they're in better shape now for 3rd.
They asked him to take charge and get them to a spot where they could at least attempt to kick before the half, and he does just that. Didn't trust what he saw downfield, so he took it upon himself to get them into field goal range using his legs. That's coming through with a play they needed in a big spot.
This will be play number 7 on the drive. 3rd and a yard. Out of the gun, Smith. Throw left side complete. That's Hubbard. He's got room to roam. Touchdown. Chuba Hubbard. In the final seconds of the first half. And the Lions would extend their lead here just before halftime. Extra point up and good by Dicker. And that makes it a 21-10 game. So 6 seconds, all that remains of this first half as the kick is away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And only 6 seconds on the clock, so time likely for just one play. Going up top. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. So we have reached halftime here in an 11-point contest. As we'll head down to Orlando.
Both of these coaching staffs feverishly making their final plans for the second half. One of these two teams is going to get their first win. And for the call, let's kick it back out to Brandon Gaudin.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Seahawks trailing, but they will have possession first here as we resume action in the 3rd quarter. And he will not bring it out. It's a touchback. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. By no means certainly are they out of this contest. 2-score game start of the 3rd quarter, but you feel like if they don't get points and then they give up points, then it can become a slippery slope. This feels like an important possession.
Yeah, and that slope becomes even more slick if you come away empty-handed on this drive, because then you give them a chance to extend their lead. You need some kind of points here, even if it's just a field goal. It's what I call one of those calming drives. Try and slow things down a little bit.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Prescott. And under the Lions' pressure, he's brought down. They get to him for a loss of 4, and it brings up 3rd down on the sand.
I'd say it's not panic time yet, but let's be honest about it. Empty possession here, not what you're looking for when you're down a couple of scores.
Absolutely not. Trying to start the second half off on the right foot. Unfortunately, going to give the ball up. Here's Prescott. Well, he gets it complete to A.T. Perry. And he's got enough for the first across midfield to the 48. A very well-executed play. It goes for 29 yards. So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. A run with Harris out of the shotgun. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Getting had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. From the 42-yard line, here's 2nd and 4. Now Prescott. Short pass tip, but caught anyway. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a 1st down.
Guaranteed they've been talking a lot about, can we find something that'll go our way? And that tip ball, that definitely just did.
Well, and with this margin manageable, yeah, that gives them a little juice maybe on the tip.
Yeah, they're not out of it by any stretch of the imagination. That could help them get right back in it.
First down, Prescott. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line.
That feels like an accumulation of the pressure we've seen all game. I mean, he's been on the turf a whole lot because of sacks. Eventually, something else happens as well, and this time it was a turnover.
Yeah, caught up to him. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And their defense just helped them out by getting the football back on the opening drive here in the second half. And now can the offense follow through with points on their first possession?
And that's a big one for them because after the work the defense has done, they've got a chance here to open up this lead.
They'll fake the handoff. Now Smith. His throw incomplete.
Had an open man that time and ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. And he fires one, but incomplete. Boy, the numbers throwing the football just not trending in the right direction. Last week he was under 50%. He's under 50% again here.
And we haven't gotten an announcement, but it appears to me that he might be a little dinged up and is just trying to play through. You know, he's one of those tough guys that wants to answer the bell each and every play for his team. That might be throwing off his accuracy.
39 yards on the punt, just 2 on the return. And it'll be Seahawk football as they take over deep in their own territory. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. Right now they're on the wrong end of the scoreboard, and that won't change if this drive ends like the last one when they had that lost fumble. So you have a feeling taking care of the football is certainly paramount right now.
Yeah, and it's not just the guy who dropped it on the last drive, is it? That means everyone who might touch the ball is getting the same message. Guys, ball security, paramount. Let's take care of it, and if we do, we've got a chance to put points on the board.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Prescott to throw it. And Cooks has it over the middle. Finding room at midfield. And he'll be taken down at the 26. It's a big play there for Seattle. 41 yards. Well, make that now 2 completions for him on this drive, and these aren't ordinary completions. They're big ones.
Yeah, these are the types that make a secondary talk to each other and not in a good way. Oftentimes pointing fingers. Hey, who's got him? Someone cover it. That type of indecision can open up to even more big plays.
And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. Now we're going to get a timeout here as it looks like there's a Seahawk injured on the play. Well, the medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break. So the first down run lost a couple. Now they come up 2nd and 12. Here's Prescott. Opted to run for it. The decision a good one. Picking up the first, getting 14 yards on the scramble.
He certainly isn't looking at the scoreboard out there because, to me, all he's concerned about is analyzing the field and making most of the time left in this game. Deficit's still there, but he's starting to hit them with some big plays.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. From the red zone now, Prescott. Caught left side. Here's Dell. 2 yards on the pickup there, and that will bring up 2nd down.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
Running the jet sweep as Prescott bats it forward. And he'll be taken down here at about the 11.
That's a nice job there defensively, being able to diagnose that little touch pass. They saw it coming, converged on it before he could get much out of it.
Here's play number 7 on the drive. This is 3rd and 7. To throw is Prescott. 5 yards that time out of the scramble. But now they're looking at a 4th down situation.
That looked great when he first took off because in my mind, there was room to run and he had the marker in his sight. But I certainly didn't expect him to close so quickly, and neither did he. They got to him just in time, and now that forced him to make a decision with this 4th down call.
I guess they figure they got to start taking some chances. Here's a big one in this 3rd quarter as he'll go for it on 4th down. Throwing, Prescott. This is caught. And inside the 5 here before he's out of bounds right at the 3. Able to convert on 4th to bring up 1st and goal. That's a big 3 yards right there. They'll try and run for it with Miller. And the D not yielding much there. He's only going to get a yard to about the 2.
This is a critical sequence here for this offense. Things really haven't gone their way so far. This could be their chance to get back into it, but they've got to find a way to punch this ball in.
From the 2 now, 2nd and goal. And they'll give Miller another crank. And this time he is in. Kendre Miller with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Seahawks are able to get a score back in the final stages of this 3rd quarter. No, CD, there didn't seem to be much resistance there down near the goal line.
Yeah, partner, from what I saw there, not a real good job of matching up defensively because to me, they look like they were just in their base 3-4 package. You need bigger bodies in there in a goal line type situation. The 3-4, fine between the 20s, but not down here when you're guarding your end zone.
The Seahawks offense staying put out on the field. They're going to go for 2. Prescott, they're going to throw for it. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked by Nick Vigil.
It's interesting that when it comes to 2-point conversions, even heavy run teams tend to throw the ball in these situations. In this case, this one was intercepted.
Yeah, they weren't fooled. They were ready for the pass, picked it off. Following the touchdown, here's McLaughlin to kick off. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. They'll fake it. Now Smith. And that one not to be. It's incomplete. So they couldn't hook up as time has now run out on this third quarter of play. So following the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 25. Straight ahead, Etienne. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead, positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
The Lions on 3rd down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This will be 3rd and 6. Etienne once more. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. 66 yards rushing for him now on what was his 10th carry of the ball game. And I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
Now Geno on 1st down. This is Hamler on the receiving end. He's across midfield. Down the sideline he goes. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. Boy, he ran free there after the catch as that winds up going for 38. So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Play action. It's Smith. And that one going to come up short. Low throw.
Well, a momentary speed bump there with that throw, partner. The defense had other ideas, and they're trying to mount a small stand before this drive reaches the end zone.
Smith, an incomplete pass on 1st down. Now it's 2nd and 10. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. And the Seahawks are right back in this football game. A seismic shift in momentum here in the 4th quarter. That's the break that the defense needed.
And you know as well as I do, people are going to question the play call in that situation. Sometimes you have to question the execution, not necessarily the call. And in this case, those defenders found a way to give their team a chance.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. The interception sets them up with an opportunity to erase this 4th quarter deficit. Now, this series could very well determine our outcome.
It's vitally important to wrap him up immediately because if you let that big guy get ahead of steam up, boy, then you've got real trouble trying to get him down.
But they're able to hold him to a short gain on 1st down. And he'll take this up to the 30, a gain of 4.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
And the Lions going with an extra DB here on 3rd down. Prescott now. And that is incomplete.
The touch and time are critical for those types of throws. He put a lot of zip on that one. Needed just a little bit more finesse trying to get it to his back.
The Seahawks send out their punter as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. 40 yards on the punt, 2 on the return. And they will take over 1st and 10. Offense ready to kick off their next drive. Their defense got the stop, forced the punt, and now you really start to monitor the clock as they... And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Inside the 20. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. This game, it's been defensively oriented on both sides, so I guess it stands to reason that the play of the game comes on defense.
So it's my kind of game. You know that.
That's
Anytime we have
That's
a defensive battle, but that, as you said, it stands to reason that's the way the game tilted. Someone had to make a big play, and the way the defenses were dominating, that's exactly what we got.
Here we go now as we get set for a big 2-point conversion. Following the interception, here's Prescott, eluding the pressure right. And he's got it. So the 2-point conversion is good, and they add on to their 4th quarter lead. So that effort gives them a 3-point cushion and guarantees that a field goal going forward won't beat them.
Yeah, that's really good strategy because that's all you care about. Not getting beat at this stage, at least give your team a fighting chance.
And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And they have to try and move past that pick 6 because now they're dealing with a 4th quarter deficit. And they need this drive to end in points. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. 15 yards is the pickup there, and the drive starting very nicely. 1st down.
Not too shabby for his first carry of the game. That's exactly what most teams are looking for. A really good change of pace back.
So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line. Geno now to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And they'll get to him after a gain of 7 to the 47. And just in general, Charles, on a play like that, how tough is it for the defense to account for a running back essentially being a receiver downfield?
It's very difficult, especially if the running back has skills like a receiver, and you're aware of that before the game even begins. So throughout your practice sessions, you're going to want to be aware of him. Where is he lining up? What can he do? What kind of damage can he do to us downfield? And who can match up with him without weakening our overall defense? You're exactly right. It's a tough task to match up to him.
Now this offense hoping to avoid the 0-2 start. Now they trail, but they've got a 1st and 10 here. Got a man over the middle, and it's complete. And he gets it down to the 32. 15 yards for the Lions there on a 1st down.
And here we are in the 4th quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
And he's going to take this one down to the 25.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on 1st down, that fits the bill.
From the 25, here's 2nd and 3. Off of play action, here's Smith. Steps away to his left. And that is incomplete. So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yeah, so let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They've given him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
big of a play as we've had in this one so far. This is 3rd and 3. Now Smith. So they hit pay dirt, but don't count it yet. There's laundry on the field. We'll see what the penalty flag is about. Late game, that hurts. Take the touchdown off the board.
No doubt about it, and this is where you make a great movie scene, right? Go in, rally the team. Okay, we lost points there. Let's get it back and go out and score again. Can he get it done?
And the question now, can they get closer on 3rd down? A field goal from here, you're looking at right about a 52-yarder. A handoff for Etienne. And he'll be stopped at the 27-yard line, well short of the 1st down marker.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
So now one of the biggest kicks of the night is forthcoming. And this one is right through. And in the 4th quarter, this game is tied. I tell you, the life of a kicker. He has not been called on the entire game. He's over there by the net, but they send him out here in the 4th quarter and say, hey, go tie the game, will you? And guess what? He comes through.
I just don't know how they do it. I really don't. These cats are a different breed from you and me. That's a pressure kick, but that one was never in doubt.
And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And we essentially have a brand new ball game. After that last field goal has tied us all up, we brace for what should be an exciting rest of this 4th quarter. And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete.
That certainly appeared to be a play call where they were just trying to make 2nd down, 2nd and short. I think they thought the coverage was off a little bit more than it was. Nice job there pressing up on it and forcing the incompletion.
So the incompletion, and now it's 2nd and 10, again from the 25-yard line. Now Prescott. Completes it to Perry.
I like what I'm seeing from them here. A tie game in the 4th quarter. They understand the situation. They don't need to be in any rush. Go ahead and huddle up and run your offense. That last completion put them in a nice position to take the lead in this game.
All 3 timeouts plus the 2-minute warning. Here's 1st and 10. A 1st down carry now for Miller. And he's going to get it across the midfield stripe into Lion territory. So it's Seahawk football as we march toward a conclusion. They've got a 2nd down now as they search for a score to break this tie. Now 2nd and 4. On 2nd down, here's Miller. But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mucked that down for a win in the defense's column.
Well, this feels like a late season game, even though it's just week 2. Here's a big third down. The sound reverberating here in the dome. This is third down. Now Dak. Caught right side, Davis. The Lions now going to use the second of their timeouts. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation. But they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
Here's Prescott. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Javon Kinlaw in there to record another sack, and that is now 6 on the afternoon for this defensive unit. Well, this crowd making it hard to hear. This is 3rd and 8. On third down, Miller. And an excellent job of finding the opening as he's got this now all the way down to the 22. Now the Seahawks call the second of their 3 timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 seconds to go in the game. Final minute, 1 timeout remaining. 1st and 10. That flag accepted, and it backs the offense up a little bit. Penalties not what they needed here. 1st and 15. Prescott. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Multiple rushers break through to drop him for the 7th time this game. Offensively, they're going to have to figure this out before next week. 7 sacks in 1 game.
Yeah, that's more than any quarterback should have to bear. And if this continues on, there will be another quarterback in the game because no one can stand up to this week after week.
And a timeout comes in. The whistles blow with 3 seconds remaining. And now it all rests on the right foot of their kicker. The Lions quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts. It'll be their 3rd and final timeout, so as they talk things over, we'll step aside. So on is their kicker, and it's down to this. This from 51 yards for the win. And that is no good. He gave it a good run. That wasn't more than a foot or so wide to the left. And here in overtime, if the team that receives the ball scores a touchdown, it's over. If they don't, we can still have some more football.
That's exactly right. If they go down and kick a field goal, the other team gets a possession to either match it or score a touchdown to win the ball game. If both teams kick field goals, the next team to score wins. But if the receiving team throws a pick six or fumbles the ball that gets picked up by the defense and they score, the game is over at that point.
So it's the Seahawks who are going to get the first crack at things. They'll possess it to start things off here in overtime. And they will play it safe here and bring this one out to the 25. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And everyone knows the OT rules, Charles, but pretty simple formula. They go down and get a field goal, we continue play, but if they can find the end zone on this possession, ball game over.
And as meticulously as all teams plan for a game, I don't doubt for a second on that offense coordinator's play sheet, he's got some overtime plays that he wants to run. I know it sounds crazy, but they plan for everything. 1st and 10 all the way throughout the game, 2nd and 7, whatever. Right now, he's looking at that play sheet saying, if we get to overtime, what can we break out that they haven't seen?
Here comes the first throw in OT for Prescott. And he's able to find Miller. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. They get 17 on that one. Move the chains. First down, Seahawks.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Here's a throw to his running back. It's complete. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. From just across the midfield stripe, here's 2nd down and a yard. They'll give it up the middle to Miller. Runs over him. 40 yards rushing for him now as he is just trying to will his guys to an overtime victory.
Well, partners, my old man used to say, make sure you strap up tight if you're going to try and stop one of those big horses out there. As you just saw there, this guy does not go down easily.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. They'll run it again with Miller. Nothing doing. Barely able to muster a yard to hit the 35. I don't want to overhype it, but this is a big early season game, especially an overtime win. That could give you a big boost going forward in the season.
It certainly can, and I don't think you're overhyping it because cliches go out the window when you start to play overtime. And you're right, the winner of this game now, that's an extra boost moving forward. And it actually is an extra hurt for the team that loses because normally you shake it off. But in this situation, it lingers a little bit longer.
A good decision in the end to pull it and run, get some 9 yards and a first.
Well, he's proven real effective running the football. No one open, don't force it. Just get what you can, and that's what he's done very well in this game.
They'll try to throw now. Prescott. And they're going to get him. He's sacked back around the 28. Well, this is getting ridiculous. 8 sacks now. That time multiple guys get to it.
And this dominant defensive performance continued on that play. This poor quarterback has now received the protection he needs and has had to pick himself up off the turf far too often.
Inside handoff now, Miller. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. 3rd and 15 coming up after that loss of 2.
That's not an easy play for a defensive end because most of his responsibility has him getting upfield and working, but how about his vision to see where the play was going, crashed down inside, and tackled him for a loss.
Third and 15 here after the 1st and 2nd down plays went in the wrong direction. 2 minutes left in this overtime session, and still all tied. So they accept the penalty, of course, and push the offense backwards a bit. After the delay, they're backed up even further for 3rd and long. Here's Prescott. And that is caught. It's Davis. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. Well, good start for him under center here in overtime. Now 3 of 3.
And this is where you have to know who you have playing quarterback. You've got a confident thrower right now, someone who's taking care of the ball, but not being timid as well, and is moving the team downfield. That opens up your playbook and allows you to dial up some big shots if you want them.
Here's Dak. On the right side, this is Miller.
Our defense is worried that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it can turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
And the ball situated at the 9, 2nd and goal. They go back to the ground now with Miller. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. And I know you with every carry, especially in overtime, you're just saying if you're that ball carrier, hold on to the football.
Hold on to it, protect it, but not necessarily settle it because you're trying to get to the end zone. You're trying to end the game right here. And I know the defensive guys poking, clawing, raking, trying to knock the ball free and protect their end zone.
Yeah, like you alluded to, especially this part of the field. Ball at the 6, 3rd and goal. And he is going to lose yardage here. Such a long drive here. 3 points. That would be a disappointment, but I don't know if you can go for it here, can you?
Well, you know, the defense was really giving them a lot all the way downfield, and now they've stiffened. Forget that bend, don't break. Now they don't even want to let them get a yard, do they? So in this spot, remember what the coaches told us before the ball game? Any drive that ends with a kick is going to be okay with us, whether it's a punt, a field goal, or an extra point. Take the field goal right here.
Now remember, this one is not over, but with the time running short here in this overtime, that could very well be the game winner.
Yeah, remember now, the other team does get a possession, but when the clock runs out, that's it. So that was a well-calculated drive to use up the majority of the clock and leave your opponent with little to no time left.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. Well, it's pretty simple now. They need a field goal out of this drive to extend overtime, or obviously, Charles, a touchdown to win it.
Yeah, I'm taking the defense's perspective on this one, partner, because now they know with a 3-point lead, they can afford to give that up because you just keep playing, right? Overtime gets extended. But if you give up the touchdown, it's game over. So on offense, every play you make, you've got to try and get just a little bit more out of each one in order to try and get to the end zone, because they're going to play everyone back, keep everything in front.
Now a timeout called for by the defense. They'll be down to just one remaining as we step aside here in overtime. Following the incomplete pass, here they go again. 2nd and 10 from the 25. Here's Smith. He's got McLaurin. And he'll have a quick first down here as he gets out of bounds to stop the clock. Charles, you get into these overtime situations, that's not a bad guy to dial into.
Well, when you have to have plays, especially in a spot as you just described, we're in OT, you've got to go to the guys you can trust and you know are going to make the plays. Where they say, it's not the X's and the O's, it's the Jimmies and the Joes.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Smith to throw. Throwing it Terry McLaurin's way again, and he's got it. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. And you definitely could make the case we might not even be in overtime had he not thrown 3 interceptions in regulation. But looking better here so far in OT.
Yeah, and when you think about what a coach is thinking at that point, because normally you've thrown 3 picks during the game, you might craft your play calling to be a little more careful. Not in this case. The green light still on for him.
So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. Smith. And his throw here's incomplete. Once that ball was popped in the air, you could almost hear the silence, the collective breath being held here in the stadium.
Let's be honest about it. We both came out of our chairs, didn't we? All right, anytime you see the ball in the air like that, there is that collective rise, the crowd holding its breath, and boy, oh boy, the moment of truth as it comes down. Man, that was something.
Everything magnified here in overtime. And for the visitors, it is going to be a happy flight home. It is always such a treat, Charles, in the NFL when you can go on the road and get a victory, and that's exactly what they accomplished here today.
Oh, the trip home so much sweeter, isn't it? All the noise they heard before, how tough it is to win on the road, how tough it is to play in this stadium, how hyped up that crowd's going to be. They just used it as fuel, came in full of confidence, believed in themselves, and got it done.
So for the Seahawks, it was a great all-around performance as they come out of this one with the victory. And they will head back home next week.